Well, to me, the biggest problem is the most important ingredient in these numbers is left out, and that is the market value of these jobs. It's 150,000, but in a nutshell, what we've done is replace some great high-paying jobs with lower-wage jobs, many of which provide no benefit. So we're focused on a lot of the wrong things.
That was former Goldman Sachs partner Peter Kiernan on Varney earlier today. So just how much of an impact has this had on our economy, and why aren't we focusing more on this aspect of the jobs report? The U.S. economy adding 151,000 jobs in August, while the unemployment rate was unchanged at 4.9%. And while the August jobs report has undershot expectations by the most of any month since 2010, should we just attribute this to a slow summer month, or will this be a continuing trend throughout the rest of the year? Joining me now, the Secretary of Labor, Thomas Perez. Sir, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Happy Labor Day to everybody.
Yeah, well, this is your day. This is your weekend as well. And I do want to ask you about that comment that Peter Kiernan brought up, that we're creating the wrong types of jobs, service sector jobs, low-paying jobs. Is the wage story going to change? Are we going to see wages grow, sir?
Well, with all due respect, I couldn't disagree more with Peter. I don't know what facts he's looking at. At the beginning of this recovery, we had disproportionate creation back in 2010, 2011 of low-wage jobs. That happens when you have a recovery. You look at the last 2 to 3 years, and the growth has been disproportionately in areas of middle and upper-level jobs. You look at the sectors that have grown the most. It's education and health. These are good middle-class jobs. You look at business and professional services. That's the second highest over the last year. You look at financial services. That's been growing. 200,000 construction jobs over the last year. So I'm not sure what data he's looking at. That's simply incorrect. And so not only have we seen quantity of jobs grow, and we've had 71 months in a row of job growth, but we've also seen in the last 2 to 3 years tremendous growth in the quality of jobs.
Well, the market
Those
today,
are the facts.
Well, okay, so you disagree with Mr. Kiernan, but I do want to ask you this. You know, the market, especially today with the numbers that we're seeing, seems to think that because of the jobs number, and they seem to think that it's weak, that we're going to have a delayed rate hike from the Federal Reserve. So markets are thinking that way. I want you to listen to something that David Rubenstein told my colleague Anthony Scaramucci, and I want to get your reaction on the other side.
Interest rates have been kept very low, and I think the Fed would like to change that. They've telegraphed many times they would like to increase it, but they haven't quite found the time to do it. I suspect the markets feel that they will do it for sure this year. My own view is probably in December rather than September, but who really knows? Yeah.
So he runs the Carlyle Group. He's the co-founder of there. So he basically is saying that because of the jobs report as well as the environment we have with the labor, that this is pushing the Fed out.
Well, again, I've had a long-standing practice of not commenting on the Fed. They're very smart people, and they'll make the best judgment. What I can comment on is where we're at. You know, the last 3 months, we've had 232,000 jobs on average. It's a good summer. We had an excellent June, an excellent July, a solid August, not as good as June and July, but a very solid summer. And you look at where we are at this point in the recovery, and we're basically where we would expect. The closer you get to the summit of the mountain of full employment, then what you tend to see is the pace of job growth slows, although we're more than twice as many jobs a month above what we need to sustain our unemployment rates. And then you start to see the pace of wages grow. And this year, our annualized growth rate is about 2.8%. Over the last 12 months, we're 2.4%. So we're starting to see that wage growth. We need to do more of it.
No, we need it.
It's long overdue. The whole issue of stubborn wage growth has been really a 30-plus year phenomenon with a few years of exception.
And I would also...
but we're seeing that. So, I mean, we've got more work to do. We've got to make sure that the wind that's at our back results in prosperity for everyone, and not just prosperity for a few at the top.
Well, I have to say we're out of time with you, sir, but I have to say we would like to see that labor force participation rate get back to 66% where it was from the recession. We're not there yet. We're hoping we're going to get there.
Well, hey, do me a favor then. Help us pass paid family leave and sensible child care laws. That's how we can increase labor force participation. Every other country in the world has figured it out, but our politics here in Washington don't let us do it. So I couldn't agree more with you that we could do more on that issue, but we know what to do. And unfortunately, it's a partisan issue here.
Yeah.
That's how we get more women in the workplace.
It's a hot topic for corporations, and that's what we cover here at Fox Business. Labor Secretary Thomas Perez.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, sir. Thank you.